so these are going to be my 3 people from my audience. Alright, good afternoon everyone. My name is Michelle, and we're going to be talking about verbal abuse. So pretty much I'm going to be giving you a little information about it, what it causes, and whether you think that we should have some kind of legal consequences due to all the effects that come after someone experiences verbal abuse. Okay, but before we get started, I'm going to give you just a few facts about verbal abuse. So in the U.S. alone, 1 out of 4 teenage girls in a relationship report enduring repeated verbal abuse from their partner. Okay, so also verbal abuse is dangerous for your health and physical. It's as dangerous for your health as physical violence, and it can even cause a lethal outcome. Okay, so today we're speaking about verbal abuse. I have gathered this information that I'm going to present to you from healthline.com, verbalabuse.com, and just a few other websites and stuff like that to put my presentation together for today. So mainly what we're going to be talking about is what verbal abuse is, the short-term effects of verbal abuse, and the long-term effects. Okay, so let's first begin talking about what verbal abuse is. Okay, so verbal abuse is the act of forcefully criticizing, insulting, and denouncing another person. So some of these things can be name-calling, shaming, humiliation, screaming, yelling, making threats, and so many other things can be categorized as verbal abuse. Okay, so screaming at your child, not just your partner, screaming at your parents, anything like that can be verbal abuse. So just from one person to another. Okay, so the second we're going to be talking about short-term effect. So some of this may be emotional disorders. People can go through stress, depression, isolation. It can lead you to abandoning your job, your friends, belongings, anything that you may have, and it may lead to insomnia. So we'll talk about insomnia and long-term effect too. Short-term effects, some people experience it just while they're going through that verbal abuse. Other people experience it years down the road or months down the road, even after it stops. Okay, short-term effects also can cause harmful behaviors such as bad driving, aggression, and self-harm. So if you're constantly thinking about all this stuff that's being said to you, it can put you in a bad mood. It can make you not care about how you drive, how you may harm others, anything like that. You may be aggressive towards your family members just because you have all of this abuse building up in your system and you don't know how to get rid of it. Self-harm, which can lead to suicide. So a lot of the times people deal with pain by cutting themselves, taking excessive medication to, get rid of those feelings that they have, which leads to suicide. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about today is the long-term effects. So some of these are stress, depression, anxiety, psychological disorders such as PTSD, insomnia, and these long-term effects can also lead to people taking medication long-term or for the rest of their lives to try to, help cope with everything that they're going through. Some people don't recover. So even though that person that was doing the verbal abuse, they're long gone, the thoughts are still there, the words, they keep hearing it, and it turned into something that people really believe. So health problems. So any kind of stress, depression, or anything like that, long-term, short-term, it's going to affect your immune system. It's going to affect the way your body works. So having to deal with so much stress, it's going to take a toll on your body. So it can lead to diabetes, stroke, heart attack, many other diseases and problems like that, which also goes back to people taking medication for a little bit of time or for the rest of their lives. Okay. These are just my bibliography, a few places where I got my information from. So now that we've kind of covered the 3 main points that we're going to talk about today, I want to pass out this questionnaire just to see what after going over the PowerPoint, just to see what your mentality is, whether we should have some kind of legal consequences, because, like we said, this is going to have a short-term effect on people and their loved ones, and it's going to have long-term effect on everybody, yourself and everybody around you. So I just want to hear a little bit from you guys. So this is pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'm going to be here for a little while, so just ask any questions that you may have, okay? Thank you.